Hi folks, it's Chris Daley here, and me and my partner Janice always looking for interesting Jamaicans making huge impact in our communities in Jamaica and across the world. And we do have two gentlemen tonight. These guys are the pioneers of Paradise Concierge. So you're seeking medical care overseas. You may be apprehensive and you think it's a daunting adventure. These guys have tamed that process, and you're going to hear how you can, with ease, being able to get your medical care taken care through Paradise Concierge. They are looking to make a big difference. They're Dr. Pierre-Anthony Leake and Dr. Yohann White, and they've created this organization. And their goal is to ensure the highest quality of service of healthcare in all levels. They've partnered with most highly trained doctors who are leaders in their respective fields to be able to provide that service. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Janice that we can ask them some questions that you feel very comfortable in your next healthcare choice. Janice, take it away.
Thanks, Chris. So, doctors, it's a real pleasure to have you talking to you today, and we in the diaspora love to hear about our people. So tell us about your Jamaican roots.
Well, thank you, Janice, for having us. I'm Pierre-Anthony Leake, and I'll tell you a little bit about myself prior to Dr. White. I was born and raised and educated in Kingston, Jamaica. I did my undergraduate as well as postgraduate medical training at the University of the West Indies at Mona. Subsequent to my undergraduate training, I actually worked in the United Kingdom for 2 years. And then after my specialist surgical training, I'm a surgeon, I went to Canada and did specialized training. So one of the things that I would say makes me qualified, if I should put it that way, to be involved in medical tourism is that I am familiar with healthcare systems overseas, both the benefits and the pitfalls. And I think that this is important when we're looking at understanding the healthcare systems that our clients have to deal with. That's all right?
Great. Thank you for having us, Janice. I'm Yohann White. Like Pierre-Anthony, I was born in Jamaica, North Coast, Ocho Rios, and did my undergrad medical training at the University of the West Indies in Mona. And as it turned out, I was quite privileged to have had the experience to study my postgraduate work overseas, including in the United States, including in France, as well as in Japan. So I've had the opportunity to, like Pierre-Anthony Leake, see how healthcare is delivered on a global level.
That's wonderful. Wow, you're definitely someone we want to hear from you. What motivated you to take the journey into the medical care? So we'll have Dr. Leakey say first, and then Dr. White,
Sure. So, well, I've been surrounded by medicine and patient care from a very early age, as my mother is a doctor. So I grew up seeing the dedication that she had for her patients, the level of investment, and the joy that came from helping others. And I really just wanted to be like her. So that's where becoming a doctor stemmed from. With respect to surgery and my particular field of weight loss surgery, that developed along my medical journey. I didn't always want to be a surgeon, but, as things go, the influences that you may have, it impacts on your choices. I definitely knew that I liked using my hands and the technical aspect and intricacies of surgery. And that led me to working with a weight loss surgeon in Toronto. And from there, I was sold. That's what I knew I wanted to do, and I felt that I would be very good at.
Wonderful. And for me, I had a knack for the sciences from very early in life. As far back as 7 years old, I believe I knew this is what I wanted to do. I used to take care of little birds in my neighborhood. And growing up, I had the opportunity to go to medical school. But one of the things that is a big motivator for me is that my father had met in a motor vehicle accident and almost lost his life. And he had been in hospital doing numerous surgeries over and over again at the major hospitals in Jamaica. So I became very familiar with the hospital setting even before medical school. And I saw the professionalism and dedication from the doctors who were there. Some of them, it turned out, would teach me in medical school as well, and just walking up to them and saying, thank you for saving my dad's life. So it's a very personal story, and it's something that we like doing for patients.
Yeah, so you guys came up with a very interesting concept. How did the idea of medical concierge evolve from an idea to actual practice?
Okay, well, the idea really developed on my return from my specialization in Toronto in 2011. As I mentioned, I was trained as a weight loss surgeon. And although Jamaica, like most of the Western Hemisphere, does have an obesity problem, the number of patients who would be candidates for weight loss surgery would not compare to the volume that I was accustomed to. And so I wanted to ensure that I used the skills that I acquired. So I researched and I thought of all the ways in which that I could achieve this. And through that research, I learned a lot about medical tourism and the fact that international patients were traveling all over the world, including countries very close to Jamaica like Mexico and Costa Rica for weight loss surgery and multiple other procedures. So why couldn't Jamaica be a medical tourism destination also?
Absolutely.
And in addition, with that research, I also found that the Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Health, JAMPRO were also looking at the evolution of medical tourism and Jamaica as a destination. So I felt that this was, the future when it comes to medical care, and from there, Paradise Concierge was born.
You are a pioneer in an effort to bring fresh value to the island beyond, say, surf and turf, and give us a sense of what it takes to build a medical concierge in Jamaica.
Well, the first thing I would say that's vital is the right partnerships. So finding persons who share the vision and can help to execute it. That's where Dr. White came in. We have known each other for many years, have been colleagues, and worked, very closely together, supported each other. And as a physician and entrepreneur, he brings a great deal of expertise when it relates to the business side of medicine. And from that, the moment I discussed the concept with him, he was 100% on board. And that certainly encouraged me. So that was number one.
Can you share the scope of services you will be offering?
Well, Paradise Concierge provides a comprehensive suite of services. Our aim is to partner patients with a provider to facilitate their medical care, but our role extends to ensuring that their travel and medical experience is smooth and comfortable. So from the perspective of the procedures that we would be offering to international patients, our focus is weight loss surgery or bariatric surgery, joint replacements, which would be knee and hip replacements, cosmetic procedures like breast augmentation, abdominoplasty, or commonly called tummy tuck, as well as cosmetic dental procedures. But our company will facilitate, arranging air travel, accommodation, ground transportation, and also looking at entertainment for the family if they come along, as well as the recuperation process and where they will recuperate, which could be in Kingston or it could be on the coast.
Yeah, that would be nice. Insurance is an important element for most prospects. Can you share with us your acceptable profile?
Yes, absolutely. The clients who we're targeting are usually those individuals who may have inadequate insurance in their home country, or perhaps no insurance for certain procedures, and we allow them to have access to cost-effective solutions for their medical needs at an affordable cost.
So we do accept health insurance, but most international companies do not cover overseas elective procedures, particularly cosmetic procedures. But we do, we are aware that there are companies that have in-house or insurance as opposed to third-party insurance, and we know that some of these companies are seeking care for their staff and employees outside of their home country. So we want to partner with those companies as well.
Mm-hmm. So what incentives do you have for cash patients?
Well, the main incentive is that out-of-pocket costs for procedures in the United States, particularly, are extraordinary. And having these procedures done here would be significantly less, up to 50% less than the cost at home. And this is based on our research for North America and the United Kingdom. And this is even taking into account air travel and accommodation. So if the patients have to be paying out of pocket, it's going to be certainly more cost effective, even with travel, to come to Jamaica.
I see. The portability and privacy of medical records are a peace of mind item for patients, you know? So speak on that issue if you could.
Right. This is absolutely right. And for us, based on our experience in working in the United States and the United Kingdom, we would have undergone training in the Health Insurance Portability Act, HIPAA, and we're familiar with the requirements for protecting patient personal information. And there are certain procedures that we have in place. For example, if we should be exchanging information or requesting information related to patients, there are secure HIPAA-certified mechanisms that we'll be relying on. So patients can rest assured that we'll be respecting their privacy and protecting their information to international standards.
I see. So what is your vision to where you would like to attract clients?
Well, our vision is global. We don't want to have any limit to that. We want to be able to attract clients from all over the world, and it's a means not only to provide care, but to showcase what Jamaica has to offer on both the medical and the tourism front. So we're focusing initially on the Jamaican and Caribbean diaspora, as this is a group that we're familiar with, and they are also familiar with the island. We want to provide them with an alternative option for their health care and open the door to other possibilities for them.
Oh, okay. So should extensive hospitalization be required, how are you positioned to provide such coverage?
Well, what I'd say to that is that extensive hospitalization for procedures, it's not common, but it is a reality. Patients will be provided with costings related to standard hospitalization. However, in the event that prolonged hospitalization is required, the costs would have to be incurred by the patient or the client.
Now, liability is an important ingredient in the U.S. What assurances can you provide right here?
Okay, so we recognize that all medical procedures have complications. Our providers have detailed discussions with the patient regarding the procedure and the risks, and this is a part of the standard informed consent process. In the event that a complication does occur, the patient has all rights to legal recourse. That is their right. However, particularly our focus is not just the patient's experience, but their safety. So we try to ensure that all the care that's provided in the post-operative period, this is in hospital and out of hospital, is focused on their safety as well as their comfort.
Mm-hmm. Can you share some early success in the practice to date?
Certainly. We have collectively treated a number of patients from various regions, United States, Canada, South America, Europe. Recently had a patient from Greece. This includes patients who are members of the diaspora and otherwise. And we've had very positive feedback and reviews about their experience, and that continues to encourage us. And their feedback has allowed us to further enhance the services that we provide and continue with the development of the service and our company.
Okay, you mentioned the diaspora a couple of times in this conversation. How can the diaspora help in nurturing this enterprise? Because I think it's wonderful. You know, sun and sand is great, but this is definitely a niche that should be tapped.
I appreciate that. We're very excited, definitely. We want to provide members of the diaspora a feasible option for their care. We care about all Jamaicans, all Caribbeans. So a big part of being able to do so is exposure. So making them aware that they have options. That's what we want. So we hope that partnering with diaspora organizations will allow our message to reach Jamaicans overseas quite readily.
Okay, and of course, you know the convention's coming up, so that's definitely a good platform for you to be there.
Yes.
Okay.
We will be there.
Hope
to see you there.
Yes, of course. Give us your vision as to the possibility of this practice, say in 5 years?
Yes. Well, we know that medical tourism is growing. Recent data has shown that the number of Americans who are seeking care overseas has doubled over the last 10 years. So in 2007, 750,000 sought care overseas. In 2017, it was over 1.4 million. And there's expected growth of 25% per year. So this is a big business. So our vision over the next 5 years is to continue the growth of Paradise Concierge, to continue being a pioneer in medical tourism in Jamaica and increasing the exposure of Paradise Concierge across the diaspora and globally. And we also, while doing that, want to maintain the high standards that we've set for our patient experience and their care. And we want to partner with providers to offer more services that are desirous and needed for our patients.
Wonderful. So in closing, share with us a final word of wisdom.
Well, Jamaica is poised to be the ideal destination for medical tourism. For a small island, we've made great impact on the world stage in various areas: music, sport, tourism. So we have some of the greatest medical minds coming out of Jamaica, as evidenced by the many Jamaicans that are making strides in medicine internationally.
Yes.
And with the advancements, with the advancements in medical technology and the improvements in the infrastructure over the last few years here in Jamaica, we are ready to be a leading medical destination. And we're proud that Paradise Concierge is leading the path and continuing to represent brand Jamaica.
Yes. So we definitely, brand Jamaica is where it's at. So diasporans, we need you guys to step up to the plate and support these fine Jamaicans that we're very proud of. So to learn more about Jamaican diaspora, visit JamaicanDiaspora.com. To learn more about Chris Daley, visit digital2, that's the number 2, grow.com. Paradise Concierge, visit Paradise Concierge JA.com. We really appreciate spending some time with you. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Thank you.